If people are asked to list the biggest killers in society, I don't think loneliness would feature too highly in many people's answers.
It definitely wouldn't. I think we do tend to underestimate just how important it is for our health. We ran a study where we got people to list 11 different things that were, most likely to affect their life expectancy. And actually they put social support, loneliness at the very bottom of the list. Obesity, smoking, not getting enough physical activity, those are the things people tend to put at the top of the list.
But you think loneliness is more deadly?
That's actually what the studies are showing.
So loneliness is just as harmful as smoking?
That's what the data's telling us.
Do you think the big problem is that, I can see a skin cancer, I can hear a cough, but how do I measure loneliness?
Yeah. Look, we can measure loneliness in a variety of ways, and I think for someone who experiences it, it's not hard to notice at all. It's really, it's toxic and it's there every day, and it's very distressing. So people certainly know when they're lonely.
Which demographics are most likely to suffer from loneliness?
Yeah, there's two main groups in society. One is actually young people, and I think that might surprise a lot of people too. We tend to think of, adolescents and young adults as being surrounded by social networks, but actually they're much more likely to be lonely in the crowd. So to have lots of people that, are in their lives, but that they don't feel connected to, they don't feel a sense of belonging. The other group that's at high risk is older people as they age, who might become more physically frail, increasingly find it hard to get out of the house, particularly if they lose the ability to drive. They can be at higher risk then.
With social media these days, people might have, hundreds or thousands of friends and followers. But can that be a bit of a false economy? They're connected, but they're not really communicating.
For sure. I think there's a big difference between a Facebook friend and a real connection. Now, having said that, online mediums can also be a way for people to connect to others, a way to find their people, to find a group where they belong. And so we shouldn't underestimate online mediums as a way to connect people as well, but that's not always how they're used. And I think if the only connection you have to people is liking their posts, it's really not the same as meaningful social connection. It's easy to say, that people should go out there and make more friends, but for those who've experienced loneliness, they can know there are a lot of barriers to doing that. And I think, when health professionals feel more able to support people in staying socially connected, then that can make a big difference. And I think communities can be really effective too, and community groups that organise social activities for their communities in actually building a society in which we keep people included and make sure they don't become lonely and marginalised.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.